Hey guys, my name is Alexia, and I'm going to be doing my presentation on therapeutic riding. So here we go. Therapeutic horseback riding utilizes traditional riding disciplines or adopted activities that reach a therapeutic goal. The pictures below are all pictures from a therapeutic riding barn that I actually used to volunteer at. That barn was PATH certified. So, what does it mean to be PATH certified? Well, PATH is the Professional Association of Therapeutic Horsemanship. It's an international association. It promotes safety and optimal outcomes in equine assisted activities and therapies for individuals with special needs. Now, with the PATH certification, you can get your organization certified as well as you can be certified as an instructor. So, the organization that I volunteered with, that again, like I said, all of these pictures were taken at their organization as a whole, as well as their instructors, are PATH certified. Just like any other certification, you have to pass several series of tests. They need to continue their education. They have to take a certain amount of credits per year to keep up that certification. The credits that they have to be in anatomy, mental health. They have to take horsemanship classes to maintain their knowledge of horses. There are several requirements that they have to do in order to maintain that certification. So, PATH was founded in 1969. It was originally known as the North American Riding for Handicapped Association. It was throughout the United States and Canada. And like I said earlier, PATH is international. It's an organization that is all over the world, which I think is really great. So, therapeutic horsemanship started in Paris when a French physician noticed that the movements of horses could help benefit those suffering from paralyzation. He also noticed that there were several cases with animals that could help with neurological disorders. This case was furthered when Liz Hartel, who contracted polio in 1943, um, competed in the Olympics. So Hartel was a horseback rider before she contracted polio, and with polio her muscles started to deplete, and even though she had this disability, she ended up entering the Olympics in 52 and she placed in dressage. This got mass attention throughout Europe. And she really was a driving force for the popularity of equine assisted activities. People saw, how she could still accomplish her goals and do so greatly in an event that she would place in the Olympics, and it really spread like wildfire throughout Europe. So, therapeutic horseback riding is a recreational activity that can improve posture, balance, and coordination, as well as sensory and motor skills. Different types of riding include hippotherapy, developmental riding therapy, and equine facilitated psychotherapy. Different ways that participants can take part in therapeutic riding include some of the activities I'm going to talk about in the next slide. So, in addition to physical benefits that these activities can provide, it can also create opportunities for emotional growth. Individuals that take part in therapeutic riding programs can build confidence and create healthy relationships. The little guy in that picture right there, spreading his hands way up to the sky, I actually know that guy personally. Like I said, I did volunteer at this organization. That little dude right there used to be so shy, and the more I saw him ride, the more outgoing he became. You can just tell by his body language in that photo. He's a super happy, outgoing dude, and I would have never expected that the person he started as and the person that he is today could be solely from like getting out there and taking part in activities such as therapeutic riding. So it really makes a difference. So, different activities that you can take part in therapeutic horsemanship. This woman right here is doing vaulting, which is pretty much like acrobatics on a horse. Pretty cool. This one right here kind of looks like a pretzel to me, but there are different ways that you can adapt vaulting so that it can be done by anyone. So this little guy right here has a much simpler, less pretzel-like position that he's taking on that horse right there. He's got a little buddy walking beside him to help him balance, and you can see, just like the other lady with her little pretzel shape right there, he has the little handles on his horse so that he can grab on and hold if he needs to. You can see how this could create confidence and really help with social formats for children with disabilities. So you can also do driving with horsemanship. Driving is just like all those princess movies that you see where the queen and the princess come up with their horses in the carriages. You can adapt that too. I've seen several carts like this where you can have a wheelchair put into it. This really works with sensory skills, motor skills, fine and gross. Really helps with hand-eye coordination and problem solving, things like that. And then other activities that are a little bit less eventful but just as rewarding. We have grooming and riding. You can adapt those to be more fun and therapeutic. So with grooming, I have personally helped paint horses, which is the most fun thing in the entire world. And then you can make activities like this little guy up here is doing, where he is putting a little hoop onto a pole. That really works with hand-eye coordination as well, and fine and gross motor skills. So effectiveness of intervention. There are so many different interventions that you can have with therapeutic horseback riding across so many different populations. That's one thing that I really like about therapeutic horseback riding, is that there are so many different ways that you can have interventions with this. The possibilities are endless. My favorites, though, are autism, multiple sclerosis, and working with victims of abuse. So with individuals with ASD, like I talked about that little guy earlier, they really light up socially. You can really see a huge impact that it makes on them. They learn how to communicate better by learning how to take directions in classes, like, oh, put the ring on the pole, help make your horse turn left, help do this. And it really helps them with taking direction and being able to communicate better. And it just makes them a little bit better with social cues and communication. It also allows for a really great social outlet. They can create interactions with animals in a really confident setting, no fear, no judgment. It's just a really great activity for them. Individuals with multiple sclerosis, the riding helps improve balance and can help improve muscle mass in areas where it may be depleting. The only big note with MS is that you have to make sure that you're regulating that temperature. So I've actually done a project on this in the past. One big thing that I noted in that project is having good circulation wherever you're riding. So if you're riding outdoors, you need to make sure there's plenty of fans. If you're riding indoors, shade, air circulation, it's all a huge must, because temperature regulation with MS is a huge thing. So that's one of the big things when riding with those with MS. Victims of abuse is kind of a soft spot for me. It's part of that psychotherapy that we mentioned earlier. That's pretty much what I want to do. The horses can act as a non-threatening relationship for individuals who may not have very good relationships in their lives. This caters to PTSD, anxiety, depression. All of those can kind of fall into the victims that we have in these types of classes and in this environment. I think that it's just really great for them to have an emotional connection. And it's just really great for them, because learning how to take care of another animal really helps you figure out how to self-care better. So when you're helping groom them and bathing them and giving them nice little snacks, it really is good for self-reflection and making sure that you are taking care of yourself just as well as you're taking care of another animal. So like I said earlier, the possibilities of intervention are endless. And if you're familiar with the bonds that people have with horses and the connections that can be made between animals, it's just really, really great. And it has such a lasting impact on people. And it is a great way to connect with any disorder if you go from the right angle. So unfortunately, I tried to get with someone to record my video for this several times, and every time we planned to meet up, something came up and they ended up canceling on me. And due to my work schedule, I cannot upload it before the due date. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and upload this, my presentation, the rest of it, so you guys can watch it, enjoy it, all of that. I will upload the video and have it here by Saturday, I promise. So if you guys are really interested in seeing that video, come back on Saturday and you can see it then. And one last thing, I mentioned it in the beginning of this. I volunteered for this really great place. It's Whispering Mains. I was there for several years, absolutely loved this place. These are all pictures from Whispering Mains, and you can see how much this impacts so many of these little kids. This is such a great organization, and if you need some place to volunteer, get some experience with therapeutic recreation, or you just want to hang out with some horses, this is a great place to go. You really make a difference in people's lives, and I highly recommend it for anybody. But that's my shameless plug. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed my project. And like I said, I will get that video uploaded by Saturday. Thank you.